Thank you all of you and also the conference. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I will present a paper of water as a symbol of the great Tao, literature, philosophy, science. The abstract have 5 points. It's about starting from 2 books, 太一生水 and 淮南红烈. Second is a principle of philosophy related to water. Scientific implication of water. How people could practice and fulfill the principles of water philosophy. And last, as a conclusion. So let me start the first. The literature characteristic of water in 太一生水 and 淮南红烈. Words are used as tools in literature, and literature is a form of art. Writers use different types of literature style and various artists' organization of words in their text to realize their thought visual. There are different types of Chinese literature that were popular in different dynasties, such as Han Fu, Tang, Parati, Song Qi, Yuan Qi, which are all examples of poetry, prose, drama, sonnet, ballad, and novels. All these kinds of works are only provide historical accounts, but also provide valuable insight on the wisdom, value, sentiment of various people. The intention of all these literary works is to narratively express or present the will of the author, provide particular structured explanation or the reasoning, thought, textual interaction. Here is some books come from the sentences of water to present this sentiment. Like the 淮南红烈, river in different parts of the world end up floating back to the sea. No matter how many different ways there are to do things, they all end up with the same result. This is very good thinking. Whether rich or poor, all life ends with that. It's the same of the water flowing back to the sea. Second, the work related, the phase related to water. Let me know about the word water. From 说文解字, water is 准也. 准也 refers to the function of water and is used for level measurement. The level ruler is an essential tool for construction, and the well 准 is also accomplished by water. An egg taken in the loaf refers to as water is spawned in the loaf. This is the Tao thinking. And also, water is a symbol today, H2O. So we don't know 准, but we can see that water level is the standard, as the measurement. Also, we can see the word of Chinese water. The word of water become 3 points. All the word if they have 3 points, it's referred to water, related to water. And also 2 points is the radical of ice. That means it's come from water, but become solid. There is 33 characters carrying the radical of 2 points and the online Chinese dictionary. There are total more than 1,000 characters in the above 3 groups. Means the whole word of water, 3 point, 2 point, this 3 group. So you can see this is very important, a large group of the word in Chinese. Also, this Shangshu, Zhoushu, Hongfan lists water as the first of the 5 elements of yin and yang, so that there is the saying that water emerged from the heaven as first. The water is come from the heaven and is the first one. The 5 elements, the first is water. The second is fire. The third is wood. The fourth is metal. The fifth is soil. So water is very important at the ancient time. There are so many phrases from the water. For example, 上善若水, the highest good is like how water benefits all things without stopping for friend. 智者瑶水, which men love water because water represents freedom and informality. 清净无为, which man would not be troubled by humanity's confusion, but is always in the stage of intellectual quality. 水滴四川, water drops vast holes in stone. That means constant effort brings success. Water is the foundation of nature. Water and fire are the heaven and earth, which is representation of yin and yang. Okay, the 太一圣水 is a simple thinking. Great oneness generates water, has oneness bringing water, followed by heaven and earth, which is turned connect back to original ones and water. From here, spirit and light emerge in due course, giving rise to yin and yang, the 4 seasons, cold and heat, dampness and dryness, to result in the ongoing cycle of the year. The book of 太一圣水 is late coming, and then we can know it's also talking about water is the first one, and also like the God, and to have to generate all kinds of things. So we come to see the principle of philosophy related to water. The Thai century have so many philosophy of the great Tao. First of all, water is the foundation of nature, not because of the combination of yin and yang. The second is the principle that everything has a compound nature to reproduce each other. The third is the philosophy of yin and yang coexisting and retaining each other. The yin alone do not strengthen, and the yang alone does not implosion. Okay, that is 4. I cannot read all of that. 5, 5, 6, and the last one is the Greatness of Tao lies in being humble and able to threshold the sublime and help the weak. Okay, this has come from the Daishan Shui. The Wanlan Honglie is also present the moral philosophy. The first is gentle. Gentle. The things under heaven are not gentler than water. Gentleness and gentility are the virtue of water and used to describe woman. The second one is size and depth. However, the size is immeasurable and the depth cannot be predicted. Those who learn Taoism should not exaggerate their achievement. The Tao is hung beyond doubt that nothing could cover it. And this is uncalculated, and the Tao is subtle. The third is the preservance of virtue looks like water. So the water flows in the universe, which is endless. So the fourth is the always the water is different in the different environment. Water flowing in the sky is rain and down. Water rains down to the encourage growth. Okay, I can just say that fifthly, the sixthly, also the virtue is practiced without them. The seventhly, the virtue of water is to contract or to extend in a comfortable manner. Cultivation is to accompany the body of Tao internally and to respond with virtue externally so that a thing is capable to govern a state in the Taoist way and also the body of Tao. The smooth of water, regardless of cold, heat, or currents, leads forward indirectly to attain the natural virtue of the great Tao. The eighth is the constant aspect in its dynamic and statistic. The great Tao is naturally inactive. Many people believe that the cultivation of Tao must be tranquil. Naively, as scholar, this can be taken as much as possible, but be receptive to the dual ill. Its participants of Tao and leaders do not deviate from the core of their cultivation and practice. Moral action will be appropriate in nature, and virtue will be in harmony with the universe. The last one, simply. All division and opposite do not conform with the Tao and the morality. The harmony of heaven and the humanity in morality is the principle of the endless bearing birth of everything. Here is a briefing description of the construction of 10 moral philosophy ideals by taking water as personification and making a broader observation. From a literary point of view, this article is vast, magnificent, and extremely splendid, with the metaphors, wisdom, and even generous sequences. So we call it, this is Wanlan Honglie, full of the water. It's a good paper. Also, we can see there is so many phrases from the Qing dynasty, including the philosophy of water, have some definition. The morality, it is the highest virtue to help others out of the difficulty without taking it as a credit. This is talking about the water from the Confucius family language, free forgive. So I cannot read all about that. Of the exploration, in order to achieve the educational goal of cultivating morality as a long-term task to teach young people to be patient. For the science implication of water, as it's a pictogram of water, like a river, have a small river beside that. Water is liquid, gaseous, and solid. There's a three different kind of water, but at the same time, all over the earth. This is the scientific ancient scientific point of view, but also the same as today. The pictogram of the lighting is the rain in the sky and extend to the ground, but it always comes with the raining. Raining is the water. There is the change of tone, Yi Jing speech trigram. Han Gua, Kan Gua. Kan is the water, which is the hieroglyph. This is also the hieroglyph of Lao with, which is the definition of all things. Because the place is below level, so the water can be including in the penetrate in the place. In the book, Water Can Change My Life, have so many scientific and also some ecological civilization talking about water. The pollution can also damage ourselves. Xiao Changming have so many songs talking about water, but his main philosophy is 13 characters from the royalty to the harmony. Now I sing a song of these 20 characters in Chinese. 种树怜悯的正义行人公，不向人世居，借见真理可。All these 20 character words as a philosophy, but also can get the key for healing disease and healing the mind, so that you can know the song that can also be the healing people. To achieve the peace of mind in the virtue of water. And also, water is harmless with Tao from Zhang Ji. How people could practice and fulfill the principle of water philosophy. There is two different concepts. Tao as a philosophy and water as an image. Water is the source of life that hurries the earth regardless the wetness or porosity. Water is loving, but itself coexists with God. So we can compare this. For water is soft, and also people are enlightened by leaders to march towards aspiration. They are defended from breeding of evil and poor ideas. Water can carry a vessel, and it can also overturn the vessel. Water is the people, Tao of water, for the purpose of skillful governance. So we preferred water as the people. How you govern it is very important of the leader. The word of Qing is from water, and the creation and the Dan. This means we need to purify the water inside our body. This is the result of adding light green into light blue color. Since actually the initial color shown in our vital energy qi. So you purify yourself, the qi, the color can be coming out. The body physically condition wherein qi color exists when you meditation, when you qigong practice. Okay. Xiao Jiangming have the song to let the people for meditation. The song of life about the water life, but the sea of wisdom within the generous that is way within the generous. So when with meditation, our inside is a sea. The sea of wisdom is inside our body. And also the song of we must jump out of the sea of life and death. The hindrance of ignorance can be removed. The song of suffering, it's also talking about how we can be a good life. People in the sea of peace, how can world compare with this? A little mile of comparison. Comparison is the world. Without the condemnation of worldly impurity, it is the journey liberated from suffering. It will be given to those who will return the human realm. The song of that also coming from the sea, from the water, and also you can see the lotus, because lotus is creating and the water is waterproof. When we can do the meditation and with a great Tao, this is very good.
Okay, Professor Poon, can you start to conclude, because we only have a couple of minutes left. Thank you.
Okay, I make the conclusion shortly. Okay, the first good part is water as a symbol of great Tao, whose characteristic is holistic. The fertility of water is presentation gradually in literature, philosophy, and science, so that the Tao of water becomes comprehensive. Okay, this is the graphic. And also I have a song. I just thinking about water, the Tao of water. How can it in different style? Okay. The point one is